correct.
What?
This entire thing is the skull, the head, the skull.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So here we have the maxilla, which like right above where the canine teeth start to right before the eye is the maxilla.
Okay.
And then we have this portion that are closer to the incisors and the nasal bone. We have this portion right here, which is the premaxilla, and you can see like a little line to divide it. This is the premaxilla and this is the maxilla. Then we have our nasal bones right here, which lead into the nose. Then we have our frontal area, which is like frontal lobe, frontal bone.
All right.
Okay. Then we have in the eye, which I think this is the only bone that we need to know in the eye. Right in here is your lacrimal. So if I show in this one, it's this bone right here. See, this is the eye. Your lacrimal bone is right in the eye.
All right.
Okay. So then the palatine bone. The palatine bone is, so this is the head, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to lift it up. It's actually the palate, like the roof of your mouth. The palate, palatine bone.
Oh,
Okay.
it'd be hard to that.
No. And then temporal, just like the temporal lobe on a person, it would be this area right above the ear.
All right.
Temporal. Occipital, we'll use this head and show the back of the head. The occipital is this region here. And these little humps right here, that's the occipital condyle. So this is the back of the head, and the occipital lobe directly behind the eyes, the occipital bone area, and these things that come out, these swollen looking bones, occipital condyle. And then we go back to the ear. I guess, yeah, alright, so back to the ear. Show it this way. Back to the ear, we have this bone right under this hole, which is the tympanic bulla, is this area right here. And this hole is actually the external auditor medius. The hole itself is the external, external auditor medius. And then we go to the zygomatic arch. This region from here to here is a zygomatic arch. So let's look at it from the top. So you can see. Can you see? This region here, the zygomatic arch, this. Okay?
All right.
All right. So now, back down to the side. The bone of the zygomatic arch that leads from the temporal towards the front is a zygomatic arch temporal process or something. Process, right? Yeah, temporal process. And the one that is underneath, like you see, like the line kind of divides. The one that's underneath this bone right here that goes towards the front is the zygomatic process of the zygomatic arch. This one right here. This is the temporal, comes from the temporal bone out, zygomatic temporal process, and underneath it is the zygomatic process of the zygomatic arch. Okay. So now the foramen magnum will be, we're back to the back of the skull. The foramen magnum is the actual hole that's in the occipital area. It's this hole. And then we'll come to the teeth. Oh wait, while we're still back here, let's just do the back. This ridge right here, this hard part, is actually the lambdoidal ridge. Lambdoidal ridge, occipital condyle, occipital foramen magnum. Okay, and then we'll come to the teeth. These teeth right here, incisor teeth, canine teeth, and your mandible is that entire area, right?
Yeah.
This is your mandible. This entire I'm gonna get this bottom mandible, bottom jaw. Perfect, that's the head. We're good.
Good?
Mm-hmm.